Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now February 6th of 2025, and given that there are many actors, actresses, producers, directors, writers, comedians, musicians, etc., within the Hollywood bubble, really continuing to double down on their agenda, spewing out their political ideology and everything else to go with their overall beliefs being shoehorned onto the general public, we know that they are trying to really just make their overall side of the story as fact, when in reality it's all about control. Now, we all know that a lot of actors like that are Robert De Niro, George Clooney, actresses like Julia Roberts, for example, and now, yes, again, we have Ben Stiller. Now, we all know the very crazy things that Ben Stiller said before in the past, and he continues to sound more and more illogical over time. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So one thing about Ben Stiller is that we all know that, I believe at least, he really does believe that he is now becoming very irrelevant to the point where he's not able to really convince the public that what he is saying has any sense of reality. We all know that he said many crazy things before in the past, and he continues to do so. Now, one thing about Ben Stiller is that we also know that he is one of the other actors that believes in these warped views of reality, about society, about the truth versus the false narratives and all of this nonsense. But let's get into this, because this is where it hits a peak level when it comes to how crazy Ben Stiller really truly rants about the current status of the United States, of the country, and of its citizens, and continues to name-call time and time again. So, with the entire woke media in Hollywood now falling in serious financial issues, and they are, one monumental development going on now involves more to do with Ben Stiller and what he recently had to say about the current state of the country and the presidency. Stiller delivered the following. I think people just get the wrong idea, when they say actors should stay in their lane, or they should stay out of politics. We have every right to engage in our political beliefs and doing everything that we can to convince the people who is telling the truth and who is spreading lies, to better gain themselves. This is exactly what we are dealing with right now with this new presidency that prevented change. I just wish how we could have embraced proper change to this country, because now we are seemingly going to be dealing with 4 more years of division and nonsense politics coming from the government. The great thing about being an actor is that we can use our voice for the greater good. Even if it results in us losing fans, we know that we are doing something that is right. We have to express ourselves. It should just be a matter of principle to convince everyone who is real and who is, well, not authentic to the American people. And we are dealing with an inauthentic president right now. Now, sadly, with a billionaire backing him. And nobody should support something like that. Nobody should support the fact that we have Elon Musk in the White House. It's almost like you would imagine this coming from a parody, but we are living it through in real life. I think more and more actors need to speak up about their politics. It should really be their priority when speaking to the American people to guide them and to educate them with what's wrong with the United States right now and just how worse it's going to get in the coming years. So guys, before I move on about what Ben Stiller is spewing here, he obviously has some kind of a grudge against Elon Musk for obvious reasons. I mean, we all know a lot of these actors are not only jealous of his wealth, they're also jealous of the attention that he's getting from siding with President Donald Trump, and they also know that he's unstoppable. I mean, Elon Musk is doing amazing things for the world with rockets and with Starlink and, all of the electrical vehicles coming out. And that's the great thing about Elon Musk, is that he is contributing to society in a very positive sense in that way. When actors, all they do is that they just, they converse in a way where they're arguing or where they are name-calling the American people, calling them uneducated, calling them misguided or misinformed. I mean, just like Alec Baldwin did before in the past, and Julianne Moore is another one, by the way, who actually did engage in politics quite a little bit there. But what's interesting about this, too, is that we also know that everything related to Ben Stiller is that he continues. He will not stop when it comes down to engaging in politics. We all know this, they know this, they want to make it very much and ultimately clear that they do not want to stop spewing their lies, because we all know that the actors are just, spewing lies and all. And their debate is that, well, actors deserve the right to express themselves. And look, that's true. We get that. It's a free country. We understand that. But also, the public has a right to not listen to those same actors or not take them so seriously because they're not politicians. So it goes right back at you. But on top of everything here, he goes on to continue, that is something, he says, that I think that we need to fix. I wish I could be every ethnicity to really understand the psychological impacts it has on them having to go through what they are actually going through in film and television when it comes to how DEI is now being abolished and how that does not perform well because this country is so opposed to DEI that we're convinced by a small number of citizens that were very loud, So there he goes, another actor going off about DEI. Now look, he is criticizing the American people that are opposed to DEI. He has an issue with those that do not want to see an agenda above art, or ideology over art, I should say. It should be quite the reverse. And this is typical Ben Stiller in 2025. Now, I'm really not all that shocked that he's bringing up diversity, equity, and inclusion. And look, it's every single actor and/or actress. We know that Ben Stiller, Robert De Niro, everyone else within the Hollywood bubble that has been very vocal, they have not contributed anything to society in that sense. But moving onwards, in conclusion, he goes on to actually close. It really is a damn shame, and I can only hope the American people get the education they need with politics and what's really going on here under President Trump. I really won't be silent over something like this with all the issues that we are dealing with today. Actors like us must continue to spread the truth. We just must. So, not only does he have a problem with Elon Musk, he also has a problem with the American people, quote-unquote, that are uneducated, that are misinformed. I mean, he kind of just said it right there, that he hopes that they get the education that they need in politics. He's basically saying the same exact thing that Robert De Niro and Alec Baldwin said, as well as others like George Clooney, that the American citizens are uneducated and misinformed people. And that's a very big insult to begin with. And yeah, Ben Stiller was a little bit smarter. I'm not saying that he's totally smart, but he's a little bit smarter than Robert and George, where he didn't quite actually say it directly, where he's like, you are so misinformed, you are so uneducated. He did say that they just need to get the education that they need. He kind of put it in a more nice way, right? But he said everything that he actually said that was very much a copy and paste of Robert De Niro, Alec Baldwin, among others. But that's what's interesting here, is that we know that Ben Stiller, his career is kind of just flatlined right now. He's not really doing any major comedy films or any major movies that are going to be, wildly successful or universally accepted. That time has passed, and I think he's another version of an actor where he's just an afterthought at this point. Nobody really considers Ben Stiller an active actor, per se, when it comes to how frequent you're putting out material, right? How frequent your movies are coming out. I mean, he had a very long hiatus for obvious reasons, and people are just moving on to new faces right now that just do not engage in politics, simply put. But overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.